Okay, boys and girls, today we're going to be working with chapter 2.10, and it is number patterns. So we're going to be looking at patterns in our numbers. We're still talking about the place value, the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to read to you the following problem and be a good listener because this is a listening part. Okay. Okay, at Blossom's Bakery, 823 muffins were sold in the morning. So I'm going to find the number 823 on my chart, which is right here, 823. So this is how much it was sold at the bakery. And then it says, and that was in the morning. Now, in the afternoon, 4 packages of 10 muffins were sold. 4 packages of 10. What if that means that there was 4 packages, 10, 10, 10, 10. There were 4 packages of 10. That means that each one had 10. So I'm going to have right here 820. Let me do the 20 better. 23. Now I'm going to put HTO, and that means I have 4 packages of 10 that were sold in the afternoon. That means I have to add one more sold, one more 10, another 10, another 10, and another 10. So right here, I'm going to go into my number, and I said, okay, the 100 stays the same, but I'm going to add one more 10. That will be 3 tens and 3 ones. The one stays the same. So that's 1 package of 10. Now, if I add another package of 10, that means I'm going to add another one to the tens place. So I'm going to put 2 here, and I'm going to say, okay, the 100 stays the same, but I have three tens. I'm going to add one more. That's going to be 4 tens, and the one stays the same because we're only adding packages of 10. So that's 2 packages. Remember, I need 4. So I'm going to add another package, which is number 3. And it's still a 10, so the hundreds place still stays the same. And then I have 4, so now I'm going to have 5, and the 1 stays the same. But since that's 3 packages, I need 4, so I need one more. So I put one more, the 100 stays the same. And now instead of 5, I'm going to have 6 tens and 3 ones. So this will be my answer. Now, if you look at my chart here, whenever you go down, you're counting one more 10. If you go up, you're taking away 110. So that's another way that we can do it. So if I was to go, this is 10 more, that's 110, another 10, another 10, and another 10. That's 410. See how I have 4 circles in red? So that's 863, and that matches the same number. So you can do it this way, or you can use your number chart. So let's go to our first problem. Now this is the model and draw, but we're going to practice so we can see the pattern. Now on our first number we have 114. So I write just that number. And then we have 214. So 214. I'm writing the 4 on the wrong spot. 214. On my next one I have 314. 314. And on the next one, we have 414. Okay, now I can see a pattern. The ones place stays the same, the tens place stayed the same, but as you see in the hundreds place, we went up 100 and then one more 100 and then one more 100. So we are incrementing by 100s. That means we add one more 100 and one more 100. So what would the next two numbers be? So if this was 414, my next number would be 514, and then it will be 614. Those will be my next two numbers because the ones did not change, neither did the tens, but we saw that the hundreds place was moving up one more hundred. So that would be the answer right here, 514 and 614. And right here, the hundreds digit, right? Hundreds. The hundreds digit change by one each time. See? 1, 2, you count one more 3, one more 4, one more 5. So it's one by one hundreds. Now let's try to do this one now. Guys, always use your HTO, especially for this one so you can see the pattern. You write it on your scratch paper or on your whiteboard, and then you start writing. It says, look at the digits and find the next two numbers. So we're going to write 137. 137. 147. 147. 157. 57. 167. Now, if you look at the pattern, the hundreds has stayed the same. And the tens, you've been incrementing one more every time you go down. So we're adding one more 10. The ones stay the same. So I already know that the next number, my next number will be 100. And then this is a 6, so it would be a 7, and then 77. My next number will be 100, and this is a 7, so it's going to be an 8. 87. So I know that it will be 177 and 187. Okay, so I'm going to erase this so I can use my chart again for the next numbers. Okay, so again, I have 245, so I write 245 on my whiteboard. It's always used to use HTO, guys. This will allow you to see the digit that is changing. 345, 445, 545, now look at the patterns. Which one is changing? Which digit is changing? The ones are exactly the same. The tens have not changed, but look at the hundreds. It went from 2 to 3, so that's one more. And then one more to make it a 4, one more to make it a 5. So I already know that this one is going to be 600, and then 45 is going to stay the same. So I'm going to put 645 for this one. And then I need one more. What would be my next number? So this would be 700, and then 45 stays the same because that was not altered. We're only adding one more to the hundreds place. Now I'm going to do another one because there's one that I need to do. I'm going to do number 4. You guys can do number 3 with no problem, but I need to do number 4 because this one is a little bit special. I need you guys to pay attention. So I'm going to put, is this the one? Let me see. No, let me go to the next one. This one is not the one I want. Hold on. Here, right here. Number 6. So I have number 6. The first number is 484. Now, look at this number. We have 494. Now, we already see that the tens place is changing. Now look, I already have 9. I cannot say 410, 4. That is not a number. So if I have 10 tens, look what's going to happen. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That means that these 10, I have to move them to the hundreds place. So I'm going to show you a picture so you can better see that happening. So whenever you see a digit that is a 9, you know that it's going to need to be regrouped. Because remember, 10 is the magic number. We talked about it. So I'm going to draw 494 right here. 400, let me get my pencil. 400, and then 9 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's been getting one more 10. So I know I have to give it one more 10. So I'm going to add 1 10 here. But now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tens. So I have 10 tens. Remember, that's the magic number. If I count them together, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I cannot have 100 in the tens place, so I'm going to box it, cross it, and I'm going to regroup it to the correct column, which is the hundreds. So that's why it changed to a 500. So now I have 500s. I have no tens left. And then I have 4 ones because they're still there. Then I have, okay, 514. So now I can follow the pattern and you understand what happened there. Why did that hundreds place changed? So now I'm going to continue. What's my next 2 numbers? Well, we know that because we're already in the hundreds place and this is not a 9 yet, so we can still have 500s. We follow the same pattern. Now I have 2 tens and 4 ones. So I have right here 500, 2 tens, and 4 ones, which is 524. Now I'm going to do it one more time. The 100 stays the same. I add another 10, which will be a 3, and then the 1 stays the same. So it's 534. That's how we got that number. Okay, so I'm going to do that here as well. So I think you need to see the pattern. So we start here at 655. 655. I mean 55. And then we have 665. 65. And then we have 675. 675. You already see the pattern, right? 685. Now the next one would be to add, see the pattern, the 100 stays the same. We have 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So I already know this one is going to be a 9. And then the 5s in the ones place stay the same. Now remember, this is 9. I cannot have a 10 here. So I'm going to draw this picture. So this one right here is 695. So now I'm going to draw this picture and I'm going to add one more 10. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and then I have 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now I'm going to add one more 10. So I'm going to add 1 10. That makes 10 tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So you know that I'm going to have to box it, cross it, and regroup it because I have 100 there. So now I have 7 hundredths. I have no tens left, and I have 5 ones. Let's go to the word problem. Again, see, I have my HTO. That's very important. Remember, it's your best friend. There are 135 buttons in a jar. After Robin puts more buttons in the jar, there are 175 buttons in the jar. How many groups of 10 buttons did she put in the jar? So I already know, we want to know how many groups of 10. That means how many tens. We're going to have to draw a picture for this one too, or even this will tell us, but let's do it. So we start at 135. 135. This is where we start, okay? This is our main number. This one doesn't count. So now I want to see how many more tens I put. So I'm going to change my color so you can see. So I'm going to add, see, 175. The 175 is where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to add 100, and then I'm going to add 45, 155, 165, and then 175. And that's where I stop because that's the 175 at the end. There was that much. So how many tens did I add? I added 1. I added another 10 right here. I added another 10 right here. And I added another 10. So I added four groups of 10 buttons. That means 4 tens. And it says, explain how you solve the problem. So how did we solve this problem? By counting by tens. We can say the digit in the tens place started at 3. So we say 135 in my head, 145, 155, 165, 175. So I count the digit in the tens place changed from a 3 to a 7. The digit, now we have to say in the tens place because we were looking at the tens place, so we have to be specific. The digit in the tens place changed from 3 to 7. Hi guys, it's so hard to write with the mouse. Okay, so now if I wanted to show, how many times, I would say 135. I could say 135. My picture right here would say it. That's 110. That's another 10. That's another 10. And that's another 10. And I'm just counting how many times I went down. So that's 4/10. The picture would show that. So that would also explain. Or you could put the numbers in here and that would show also. Okay, one more and then we're done. Again, this is write the numbers in each counting pattern. So we have 162. See how my HTO is going to be my best friend? I'm telling you. 262, 362. Can you see the pattern? I can see it already. 462. I made a mistake. I got carried away there. Okay, so now what would be my next number? Now, the tens and the ones place stay the same. The only one that changed. So now it will be 562. So that's what I write right here. 562. Same thing would be for this. I erase the whole thing and I follow the pattern. And it will tell me 347, 357, 57, 367, 377. So you see the pattern, the hundreds is the same, the tens, the ones are the same, and the tens are the ones that are adding by one more. So I already know it's going to be, let me change my color, 300, and this would be an 8 tens, and then the 7 one stays the same. So this would be 387. And that's the pattern that you would. I hope you liked the lesson. I'm sure you can do this one by yourselves by using your HTO. Always use HTO. Remember, HTO is your best friend. It will keep you focused on the place value that you need to figure out. Thank you for watching.